Hey yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my Zenless Zone Zero gamers? So I've been playing for about three days. No, about 2 days. Today's the third day. I haven't played today, and I wanted to give my experiences so far. I want you to guys to remember that I've only been playing for about 4 or 5 hours. So some things. I can't really give my opinions on a lot of things, such as endgame, what to do after you finish the story, anything like that, because I'm still going through it. I just wanted to give my initial thoughts as someone who's played Wuthering Waves and then played Zenless Zone Zero, and I'm making that comparison now because it will make sense later. So this is me as a Wuthering Waves player now who has played Zenless Zone Zero. So the first thing I want to talk about is combat. In my opinion, I think that the combat really does suffer from not letting you jump. Something about this combat gets really repetitive because you're just flat foot on the ground. In my opinion, if they had you jump like in Honkai Impact 3rd, I think it becomes a lot more flashier, a lot better, and it'll just look better, a lot more skill expression in the game. And I think that this suffers also a lot from a one damage button and an ability. So if you play Honkai Impact 3rd, I'm not comparing it a lot to that game. The game gives you like 2-3 abilities. It gives you 2 abilities, a passive, and then like an ultimate, which, it'll make the combat look really good, really nice, and really flashy. And I know that they were trying to have it compared to they wanted to have a collab with something like Street Fighter 6 and say that it's going to be like a fighting game, but a gacha game. But in my opinion, this is way too simple to be anywhere compared to anything like Street Fighter 6. The way it is right now, this combat is so simple. It's more like BlazBlue cross tag battle. That fighting game had like a one button damage and then like switching. It's actually exactly like Zenless Zone Zero. But another thing is the team parry system is very limited. Or it's not very limited, it is limited. I'm dumb. I was actually playing it trying to just use team parry instead of like a regular normal dodge parry. And I was starting to get hit and I was like, what is going on? I'm dodging at the perfect times. Turns out it's limited. Turns out I ran out of it. I don't know how I managed that, but I did, and then I ended up getting hit. I actually lost to, I think, the first boss because I kept running into it and dying, and then because I don't know, it was really dumb. But because of the buttons, I feel like some of these characters are super boring because they're super straightforward. Now there are some characters that I absolutely love, and they feel amazing to play, and they have really good cool animations from when I played. One of them that I thought was really fun to play and really funny was Korin. Something about getting in there with a chainsaw and slicing someone up cock first is absolutely funny to me, and I absolutely love it. I think it's just because I played Gears of War, and she just reminds me of the Gears of War attachment, chainsaw attachment on the gun. It just looks so funny, and I love it. Another person is Billy Kid. This might be the Chisha in me, but the Chisha main in me, and I just really love Billy Kid. He's just so flashy, and even though his attacks are just they're just AoE gunshots, the way he spins and everything and uses the enhanced shot, it just seems really cool for me. And then another one that I really like is what's her name? Nekomata. I think Nekomata, for me, definitely feels the best from what I have played so far. I have Nekomata. I did not get Grace or Rina, which sucks because Rina and Grace are mommy as fuck. But Nekomata, she's definitely a good character. I really like her. I think just playing her is really nice. She's got more of the combat that I thought it would be. So it has like the charge attack, the ability, the moving super quickly back and forth. I really like the way she plays. But then again, I'm going to give it to them because they did say it was going to be a simple combat system. This is a simple combat system, so it might just be me. I'm saying this as someone who played Wuthering Waves first. It is too simple, but I think if you go into it without playing Wuthering Waves, you're actually going to like this combat a lot. My friends, I know people who have never played a day of Wuthering Waves are just absolutely loving this game. So I'm not going to say that this game fails at its combat or its dog outside of my opinion, but I'm just going to say, not my opinion included, just objectively speaking, I think that it does really well. It does what it was supposed to do. It's simple, it's flashy, and that's what it is. It's what it is. So I think that in that aspect, I think they did great. Now, something that they did flawlessly is the aesthetic and the art and the what do you call it? The design of the characters. I am a big fan. Some of these character designs are just absolutely next level. Like I love Anby's design. I love Grace. Dude, her women in sports bras, chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Women in sports bras. I love Grace. I love Rena. I love what's her name? Why can't I think of her name? I love Billy Kid as well. And Nicole. Should I say Nicole? I couldn't think of her. So I really love the cast. I think something about streetwear is actually really cool. Belle is super cute, and so is and Weiss has a super sick fit. I actually, man, this makes me want to have like a redesign around like streetwear. Streetwear is absolutely cool, and I love the design of the characters. I think that with that they killed it. They knocked it out of the park. I think it's amazing. I also think Ellen Jo looks amazing. You know, Ellen Jo, when you look at her at one of the art pieces in the game for one of the events, she looks down on you and she looks pissed, and that's hot. I love it. Another thing about the design is the city. I think the city character is the city design is really cool. It reminds me a lot of Persona to go around the city. The game might not be open world, but being able to go around and survey the city and look at all the buildings, and you have to go to different buildings and stuff like that. I really like it. It really reminds me of Persona. That's kind of what this game reminds me of, to be honest. It reminds me a lot more of Persona. So I think that overall, that's very nice. Characters look great. Characters bounce very nicely. Everyone bounces. Everyone's got very, very bouncy breasts. And Nicole ass shakes. I'm just saying, I love it. The two mommy characters are A+. When it comes to the city, the vibes, the music gets stuck in your head in a good way. I think the music is top tier. Everything when it comes to aesthetics of this game and art design and all that, fantastic. I know a lot. I've heard some people not like the loading screen when you press exit. I think it's great. It looks so cool to just look at. You know, you see Belle on the couch. I think it's so calming to just have that up, in my opinion. Now, another thing, or the next topic will be the story. The story, in my opinion, is not great. But that being said, the story might not be good, but it is told in such a fun way that you kind of don't care. Like, this story had me laughing a lot. There's a point where this part stands out in my head, where you meet Fairy, and Fairy she analyzes one of the people you're trying to rescue, and the dialogue literally says, suggestion, slap them. I fucking died. I thought that was great. So the character, the dialogue is so silly, and the English, I never felt bad having it in English, like, oh, this isn't acted well or anything like that, because it's just so nice and it's so funny. Everyone is so silly. My favorite characters are the Cunning Hares. Whenever the Cunning Hares are on screen, again, I'm only 5 hours in, so I don't actually know. I think I just barely passed the prologue for Nekomata. But I think Nicole is sexy and funny. Billy Kid is always a blast to have on screen. He reminds me of Deadpool and Dante at the same time. Anby is like so head empty. I love it. Corin is super cute. I actually met Corin in the story. She's super adorable and polite, and I love it. Yeah, so all around the characters and the story, I don't think it's going to get any better, but I'm not mad, bro. I am not mad at all. I'm having such a good time with the story. Now, here is something that is just going to be a Hoyo. It seems to be more of a Hoyo wrong than a Zenless Zone Zero wrong, but it's going to be rewards and launch, right? So the pools sound like a lot, right? But the pools are not that much, and you probably have to work for most of them. In my opinion, that really sucks because someone who comes from Wuthering Waves, why do I still have to pay, or I still have to pull 300 times to get a 5-star selector? They just gave us one on launch of Wuthering Waves. In my opinion, every game should give you a 5-star launcher on release at this point, because Wuthering Waves just knocked it out of the park with the rewards, and Hoyoverse, I don't know, man. I will say this, though. I will give them this. The game, even though it is 30 gigs bigger than Wuthering Waves, ran perfectly on launch. It's optimized pretty well, in my opinion, which is pretty surprising because, one, it was a 100 gig download and then compressed it was like 50 to 60 gigs. So having a game that much bigger run that much better is, I'm just saying, it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it to him. Chat, I don't have a choice. Chat, hey, my hands are tied. What can I do? Now, one thing that this is something that is really annoying to me is the pull animation. Why does the pull animation, why do I have to wait like 15 years to finally see what rarity I got, and then I have to look for it? I don't know. It's kind of weird to me, but it is what it is. It's still, you know, it looks kind of cool, but please, can I just skip it without skipping what rarity I have? That's the whole thing. And apparently, so for me, it's taking me 5 hours-ish to get to Nekomata's part. I still haven't found the dailies. I'm 5 hours in and I haven't unlocked the dailies. Aren't dailies unlocked like within the first 10 to 20 minutes? I don't understand. And also, I guess the beginning events are just kind of whatever. I don't really care. The beginning events don't really mean anything to me. The most important thing is that Ellen Joe poster where she looks down on you and looks like she hates me. And please kick me, Ellen Joe. I love you. Flash your anyways, I think that's about it. That's all I have written down. Those are day 1, day 2 launch opinions on Zenless Zone Zero from a Wuthering Waves gameplay or player. Anyways, chat, how do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think I'm stupid? Tell me whatever you guys think. Comment, like, and subscribe, and now we'll catch you gamers in the next one. I need to sleep. Holy shit, Anime Expo has retired. Anyways, bye, chat.